Everybody, welcome to Blunders and Bothwellians, the Wounded Witch edition. This is the Tuesday party, episode 19. One away from 20, guys. How you feeling? Werewolf-like, apparently. Excellent. I love it. Okay, so last session, you guys did quite a lot actually, because there's about 4 pages of notes I've got. So previously, just outside the small city of Crownside, in the country of Borson, in the world of Mercer, you guys had successfully managed to break free him and Emily and set them on their journey into the future to hopefully get married and live a long and lovely life. You also befriended a pigeon called Kevin, who you gave cake to. Varric had a surprise kiss. Arissa annoyed him without realising it. And you managed to smuggle everyone back out of Crownside and continue along your way. However, there was an altercation between Varric and another member of the party. Things were heated, and then very heated as Narvinye, Veritas' new flame love interest, sort of, sprang into action to defend his honour. However, you seem to have sort of talked it through, and everyone has calmed down a little. However, you were then jumped upon by a group of people claiming to be magicians or something to that ilk, claiming to have been taught by the mystical, marvellous, magical Snafu in Lely. They attempted to attack you all and steal your things, using various potions of supposed great magic. They breathed fire at you, and eventually all were destroyed. Not before one of them noticed Reedoo's spellbook and claimed she had stolen it from their master, the great and glorious Snafu. He claimed he wanted to take her back to the master and steal the book. However, you guys didn't let them, and all were now lying dead. Fantastic and marvellous, awesome and marvellous. Reedoo takes some time out to sit and contemplate reading through her spellbook, seemingly thinking about the things that have just happened and potential consequences for her future. Meanwhile, the rest of you gather back around the campfire, planning to sit until dawn. The assassin appeared to you, and at the mention of someone saying the word torture, he implied that he had something that might be of interest to you, and it was funny that you mentioned torture. You guys have since decided that you're going to follow this up in the morning, and you are now sitting around your campfire. It is quite early in the day, and the campfire is blazing. It's still quite dark all around you, and you're in an inlet. You're not too close to the windy coast, and yes, the fire is burning. Narvinye is in the fire as well, dancing about. So, you guys, chat away.
I'm sorry, guys, that my guard slipped for a moment. I feel really bad that I let those guys get that close to us.
Don't feel bad. Worse things have happened recently.
It could have been worse, I guess.
But besides, these guys did nothing but drink potions.
I know, and we're lucky that they were such amateurs, but that was my watch. I should have watched better. I'm sorry.
Don't worry too much. I mean, my watch wasn't exactly the best one either before. So I guess I don't blame you.
You're getting a slight glare at that, Varric.
I'll look at the ground like, oops.
So,
shouldn't have said that. I should not have said that.
I'm gonna kind of look between Varric and Vitheritas and be like, so are you guys cool now?
As long as he doesn't draw blades against anyone else in this group.
Well, that was never the intention. That only was when I got really, really hurt.
Varric, what was it that upset you so much?
I guess I've just had a bit of issues ever since those demons we met back in. Just help me out of game here for a second.
Yeah, that place.
The demon.
They're in stock.
Yeah, stock.
Was taking the lady's soul, and that Orisa fancied. That one.
Yeah. It's
Okay. Yes.
ever since that happened, and when that demon appeared, things happened, and he made me see things, and ever since I've been on edge, I guess, and I think I just snapped for a second. I'm very sorry.
If it's okay for me to ask, what did he make you see?
He it was to do with Orisa, and I.
Okay. So, do you guys go like far back? I know that you traveled together vaguely, but I don't really know much. You guys meet?
We don't go that far back, but
it was a couple of months before we all met at the party. I'd been in shit. Where are we? What continent are we in? Borsin. There we go. That was completely out of character. I was like, shit, where are we? So I'd been in Borsin a little while. I'd come over from Amley, and I was just making do. Just going to different taverns, playing for my keep, and I was just playing in this one place. I can't remember where. Out of character, I'm just going to quickly try and find the map and just pick a place.
the map is on the Twitch stream.
Is it pinned somewhere as well?
Yeah, it's also pinned in this channel. Like, if you scroll back to right below Crownside, you have a quality version of Borsin specifically.
Yeah. Rosie, where would I have docked from travelling from Amley?
From Amley, you'd have gone, if you went around Travis, you mean?
I could have gone through, but what would be the most likely course I would have taken?
Okay. I'll let the map load as well.
If you were to go through Travis, I think that it would be like between Savis and Port Aard.
Yeah. Because
that's what I'd have docked from Risha.
Yeah, if you went from Amley, you could have gone potentially straight across to the top island of Risha, connecting it to Travis, and then gone down through there. You could also have gone through Risha, having met Varric and Reedoo and everything, and then come from Risha to Borsin and never have touched Travis at all.
I think maybe never touching Travis is good.
Yeah.
In this place.
In which case, yeah, you'd have gone across, and you'd have gone to probably Wake on the other side at the top of Risha, and then gone down through Risha, and then gone from Port Lothew down and across to Port Arm in Borsin.
Okay.
So
in which
whatever
case
she just said.
In that case, we'd have probably met somewhere around Templar.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I've been traveling from Iba.
Yeah. So, quick retcon there. We met in Templar in Risha. I'd only been travelling a few months from Amley. I was just making my way, and I wanted to see the lush greenlands so different from my home. And I'm not really sure when we decided that we were going to Borsin.
Wasn't that after traveling a few cities in Risha? And yeah, at some point we just shipped off to Borsin, I guess.
Yeah.
If you guys were with Reedoo and me, we were going to Barson because we wanted to. We wanted to leave Risha and see what the rest of the world was like.
I'm not actually sure if we were with you guys at that point. I think we may have met at the party.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I just sort of tagged along because, well, this last bit is mumbled, so just have you seen her?
Is Varric blushing right now?
Yes, like fire truck red.
Can I confirm what he said? Because I didn't hear that, like, legit.
Okay, the thing he said was, and I sort of tagged along because, well, have you seen her?
Oh, that's adorable. She would not have heard that.
I'm pretty gonna be sat there like sipping a drink from her wineskin, like eyes darting from Arissa to Varric, just like, oh my gosh, the drama.
So Arissa would not have heard that, and she wouldn't have even registered it. She was just been like, yeah, he just he found me performing in a tavern in Templar.
And he liked your talent, eh?
Well, I was playing piano then, so I have been playing piano for a very long time.
Oh, the music was. Well, the music was enchanting once I noticed it.
I'm grinning at Varric the whole time. Like,
Varric would probably still look down at the ground blushing and trying to drink his, like, whatever he's drinking, probably something alcoholic too.
I'm going to just go a little bit quiet, and I'm gonna pass my Varric. I'm gonna be sat next to you. I'm gonna pass you my wine skin and say that it looks like you could do with a drink.
At that, he'll probably perk up and. At that, he'll probably perk up and go like, thank you, and he'll just take a few big like chugs, and then hand it back to you.
I'm just checking in my equipment because I can't remember what food I have. So I'm still feeling really guilty about fucking up my watch and us getting attacked. Where the hell is my list?
Rosie? So, what would happen if I were to put 1 ear of corn on the fire?
Well, contrary to in Scrat and Ice Age, it would not make popcorn, but it would cook.
You have special corn.
So it would basically be like the corn that you get at KFC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And hot. But if you had specifically picked the corn that is made for popcorn, then you could use it.
Yeah, but I don't know when I got this corn. It's been written down like a few sessions ago.
Okay.
It was even before I stole a handful of strawberries, 3 apples, and 1 hot dog.
In which case, I feel quite safe in saying that it's probably gone off corn.
Yeah.
And yeah, also, you're poking it into Narvinye, and I don't think the Theratas is going to feel too kindly about that.
Okay, yeah, fair. I didn't remember like that Narvinye was in the fire, so.
Narvinye is the fire!
She's being
very
nice, but don't poke her with a corn.
But to be fair, I think if she is actually like the fire right now, Varric would sit a fair distance away from the fire.
Yeah, whenever it spits, it tends to spit in your direction.
He'd be cradling his arm as well, like being very careful with.
Oh yeah, because you and Vithertas now have matching arms.
Yep.
Put that in your cosplay and suck it.
Oh shit! I will. Challenge accepted.
Challenge given, challenge accepted. Love it.
A mate of mine works at those like hospital practices where they do like emergency alerts. He does the makeup there, so he'll teach me.
Excellent. In which case, are you actually going to put the corn on the fire, or are you going to pick it out and you'll probably notice it's probably gone a bit blue and black and weird. So how hungry are you, Varric? And how good's your constitution feeling?
Well, constitution is could be better, and I think blue and black. He'd throw it away and pull something else out.
I'm sorry, what?
How are the strawberries and apples looking like? Are they still edible?
If the corn's fucked, the strawberries are going to be fucked, man.
Oh yeah. Oh shit! The hot dog is gonna be fucked as well, right?
Jesus.
I'm going to go with yes.
In that case, he'll have stored rations. Like he's not gonna be without food, so he'll probably like take some of the rations out and like start preparing those carefully. But like trying to make food that isn't like needed to cook, so that he could stay away from the fire while eating.
I'd like to look up at Vithertas and see him reading his letter that he'd put on his shield. Are you okay, Verti?
For the moment, I guess.
So, your letter that came, what does it mean for you right now?
Well, it effectively means I'm the last one of order.
So you inherit stuff, or it's dead?
It means that the Order of the Golden Chalice no longer exists.
Can you recruit more people?
If possible, yes. I'd need at least 5, I guess, to even have a hope of restoring the Order. At the very least as well, and I'd kind of like to know what happened to the rest of them.
Glances around.
I mean, after all, you and I believe Reedoo were there with me when we... Oh, sorry, no. It was you and Narissa that was with me when we came across my old mentor.
Yeah. Do you think the woman that we met, has a hand in everyone's demise, or
Oh,
that guy's?
if she was able to single-handedly take out 12 knights and paladins, she's incredibly dangerous.
Oh, but we know that, don't we? Isn't she the daughter of... I'm scanning through my notes very quickly. We work out that she was one of the great evils. The angel's daughter, Daliaga? Or something like that, or to do with Daliaga?
I think she worshipped her, but at the same time, I think she may also be an opportunist that just decided that my mentor's corpse would make a good vessel for her necromancy.
So I kind of grew up a bit sheltered when it came to necromancy. Can you just bring anyone back from the dead, or does it have to be someone that you've killed? Like, we didn't have this kind of magic where I'm from.
I'm not super familiar with it, but from what I understand, they usually tend to use fresh bodies, either ones they've made or ones they've come across.
So there's a high chance that she killed your dude.
She either did it or she came across them shortly after. When I found the campsite, there wasn't very many people there, and those that were definitely not in one piece.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
How long had you been a
Sorry.
member of the Golden Chalice? Is that the right term?
That is the right term for them. I was raised by them.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Leoric found me abandoned in a village and took me in and basically schooled, raised, taught to fight.
And is
Yeah, when things went really, really south up in Trevis, I was still with them.
so the Golden Chalice, is that kind of a group that follows Helm? Is that what links you together?
No, we're kind of a odd mix. I should say we were an odd mix. There were Paladins of Torm, there were Paladins of Helm, there were just plain knights as well. Basically anyone that was willing to take up arms and fight the various monsters that would encroach on villages and towns in Trevis. There's still a lot of untamed land out there, and there was not exactly much of a standing army to help protect people, so we kind of filled the job.
Was that because you're wonderful, noble people, or did you do it for payment?
A bit of both. You kind of can't run an order without paying the bills, and we did have a keep at one point that needed maintenance and so on, but at the same time people knew they could come to us and we would hunt down the more dangerous beasts in the land.
It does sound very noble of you.
Trevis doesn't exactly have that many people needing our help these days because there's that many people left up there.
Aw.
I don't really know that much about Trevis, other than it sounds like a horrific place.
There's a reason there's a lot of refugees south.
Is there a reason why I didn't travel through there when I came down? It's a reason I went to Mercer instead of Trevis.
Let's just say that before we were a party of 13 knights and paladins, we used to be a hell of a lot more.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And did people ever leave by choice, or was it something that you signed up for your whole life?
Being part of the order was voluntary, as long as you wish to serve. Very few people actually chose to leave, but yeah, when the war came to Trevis, we did not come off victorious.
How long ago was the war in Trevi?
I'm gonna guess 5 years. Yep.
5 years ago it started. It lasted for around 3. And the majority of the people who died and fought was within the first year. The second 2 years were like dulling down the after effects. And you, Vitheritas, you heard rumour, actually. The two things you know about it for definite, apart from that it was big evil and caused a lot of upheaval in the land, you know that Borsin didn't send any soldiers at all to help, and there's a bit of a grudge against them for that. And you also know that Risha sent an army of elves, and only one survived.
oh damn.
I'm gonna relay that
Oh.
pretty much onwards. Up to and including going, the Boris and Bastards didn't send anyone to the other.
So is this why poor Emily was betrothed to the prince from Travis to try and make peace by sending their armies?
That's the bit that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. There isn't a standing army in Travis, so I don't know what army the people of Borson were offered.
Rob, do you walk away like completely out of earshot?
Yep, as silent as I can.
I will. Can I notice this and just kind of clock it?
Roll me a perception.
And I walk away. Hang on.
Do you want me to roll a stealth check?
Well, are you doing it stealthily, or are you just walking away as a reaction?
Fuck, I'll just walk away as a reaction.
Okay, in which case I'll just lower how much you have to roll for this on that apricity.
13 for perception.
You don't necessarily notice when, but you notice that he has walked away.
Okay. Cool. I shall notice this and be mildly confused. We still, sorry, out of character, we still don't know his name, did we ever ask his name?
I don't think you did, actually. Or he didn't give it to you.
I don't think he gave it to us.
Yeah, okay.
I think one of us asked it back in that hotel room, or in that castle room, but
Yeah,
he did not actually give his name,
Yeah.
according to my notes.
Yeah, I gave you a false name at that
Yeah,
time.
that was it.
Okay, cool.
I can't remember what the false name was.
Make up a false name now, and we'll just use that from now on.
Jiminy Billy Bob.
Okay, Bob.
Yeah, like the most obvious fake name ever. What's your name? Bob.
So we'll now just all call him Bob and be annoying about it.
Hey, Bob. Yeah, I've just
Just
got...
taking into account my intelligence, I will believe that.
Yeah, I've got assassin appears, blah blah blah, but nothing about his fake name, and then I've just got, as my last note says, Collodian, brackets, name not known. So that was all asking out of character.
Actually, no, I did give you a name. I had one, like, ready to say if you guys asked. No, you guys actually never asked me.
Yeah,
Wait, you didn't?
I was gonna say, I don't think we asked, I think well, you tried to fuck him up, man.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I was about to tell you, and that happened.
And then I shot an acidic arrow at you.
Yeah,
That was how it happened.
that was how it happened. I was like,
Good work.
Yeah.
Somehow it always ends up being the stories where I shoot someone and fuck it up, and that's how it happened.
It was all going so well, and then Varric attacked.
Oh shit, I'm the Fire Nation in this story.
Cool. I'm going to continue talking to Veritax and say, so is Travis, like, war-free now, just because there's hardly anyone left?
Well, when there's not many people living there, there's not exactly fight anymore. But there's also, based on that, lots of monsters, and it's not the safest place to travel alone.
Wow. Sounds joyous.
There's still settlements, though. If anything, the people of Travis are quite tougher than normal, so they'll survive one way or another.
So, you've made some pretty interesting kills in your past, then?
Made a few. I mean, I think the Oni so far takes the cake.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
You just did.
Did you did you ever kill an owl bear?
No, just regular bears, and I'm gonna wiggle the claw at him. This came from my very first kill as a knight, a dire bear that had gone a bit rabid.
My first kill was an issue.
Was it a child by any chance? Oh, who said that?
No, it wasn't. I mean, I was a child at that time.
They start you young in your family.
Well, we've hunted. That's all we do. So, yeah. I've been hunting since I was, 20? I mean, I was just a kid. And then, well, shit happened and I lost my family that night, but oh well.
So, you went out hunting for the first time and lost everyone?
Well, I got the honor of killing the target, and when I stabbed it, it stood up and gave me this. And I'll just open a bit of my shirt and show this massive scar across my chest.
Ooh.
Arissa packs up.
That was a friendly little owl bear. That one.
Oh, that's why you don't like owlbears. So, how many family members did you lose?
Well, the thing is, they all survived, but they left me behind, and I, well, sort of exiled myself from that.
But you killed it. Wait,
I
you did, and that's
I
why you.
stabbed it, and then it stood up, and well, it got angry. It didn't like me putting a dagger in his head.
I'm gonna look towards Vithertas.
Sigh.
Let's sigh.
No, but then I, well, started living in this forest, and yeah.
And you've never thought to make contact with your family again?
They left me to rot. Of course not.
But how could a family do that to someone?
Well, I'm not sure, and that's why I don't talk to them again.
Do you know where they are?
Probably back in Marthal.
Okay. Home chest. Well, Varric, if you ever want to come visit home, then, we could help you talk to your family. No family should ever be home for that long.
To be fair, I'm not sure what would happen if I see them again.
Varric, how old are you? How long has it been since you've seen them?
It's been, bit of silence here, it's been a while. It's been, well, since I last saw them, so, close to 90 years.
Holy shit. Arissa's 22.
Well, if you compare the ages, that's actually pretty similar with, like, me being an elf and all.
Yeah, but she'll just be like, you're so old.
Yeah.
You would never have clicked that before, so it's like, oh, I'm close to 9 years. She'd just look at you and be like, what?
We're young kids.
And, well, yeah, that's when I started living in the forest, and, well, eventually I, wound up here, I guess.
So did you live on your own for all that time before you found Arissa?
I met a friend at some point in the forest. We lived together for a while because, well...
Was it a romance?
No, it wasn't. She was like a mother to me. She was easily 5 times my age.
Well,
She taught me my love for nature and how to survive in the wild, and she taught me to trek and to hunt.
so you've never been in love?
Well, not before.
What about you two, Atheritas, Apricity? Have you guys been in love?
I'm going to smirk at Arissa and just kind of say, trust you to ask that question.
What?
Yeah, I've seen 84 summers, so in that time... yeah, my family... We take many lovers. We fall out of love. It's a different idea to what humans have with this marriage thing. So yeah, I'm lucky. I have loved many.
That's
I'm gonna
great.
there with my hands under my chin, like, okay, your turn.
Yeah, I do the same. I turn to Atheritas and like, yes, your turn.
To be fair, I think Varric would be very, very interested in what he is about to say as well.
Narvinye swirls around and sort of looks inquisitively at the tiefling.
Deer in headlights.
He's gonna look at everyone slowly, think for a bit and goes, not really.
Oh, come on. If you tell me your story, I'll tell you mine.
I'm only 23 and I was raised to the knighthood at 17, just in time for a 3-year war. For a good long time, I didn't even think I was going to survive a week, let alone a day. So there wasn't a lot of time for...
That's when you make the most of it.
Yeah, that also requires there to be enough people around to make the most of it with. I guess
mean, I'm not judging, but, you know, there are always people. You don't necessarily have to be of the opposite gender. No judgment here, you're in a safe place.
Again, all of you non-forest gnomes seem to have a weird thing about gender. I don't really understand where that comes from. You kind of love who you love. Or
I guess you could say the closest. The closest I've ever been with is a friend that was in the knighthood with me, but she's one of the ones that went missing when our warband was attacked. And no, we weren't intimate or anything, but I guess we were close friends by that point.
Oh, that's so sad.
everybody looked distant, fantasizing.
Quick question. What was this sexy party like for you then?
I'm just gonna kind of slyly look at Arissa and be like, I can tell you exactly what it was like for him if you want to know.
Oh, yes.
To be frank, I'd actually really like to know, because I've still got very hazy memories of something like a drink being shoved in my hands and a whole bunch of stuff. And then
I mean,
I woke up in a dungeon.
I don't remember anything except for a creamy elf.
I shall look at the ground, fire through red again.
Just so you're all aware, Narvinye, the fire lady, is now sat cross-legged with a fiery head in her fiery hands, looking round at you all as if to be like, well, this is interesting.
At this point, I'll just kind of wander back and sit down just slightly outside the group.
Aha! You found out his name. His name is Sexy Party.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
I don't think I'm leaving you out, strange assassin person.
Hey, what is your name actually?
You got there 2 seconds before.
Win.
So yeah, Arissa would have just kept calling him strange assassin person. Or
Bringing up
Sam.
headaches.
That should totally be his title. Well, wait, so your guy asked me that then?
Yeah.
Alright, I'll just kind of look over to you and say Colosia.
Ah, nice to meet you. My name's Varric.
I think we established that.
We established what?
Never mind.
This is so like confusing. Out of game me.
I'm
But-
going. Oh, sorry.
No, it's okay.
I was just gonna say I'm gonna hold my wineskin out to Kaloja and say I'm a Electricity Sylviela Jawsil Breck Mardle Burnt It Hoyden Buttle Bump Wooden Dream. Nice to meet you.
Forest gnomes like their long names.
I'll say nice to meet you, and grab the drink and have a couple of sips and pass it back to you. I'm already kind of relatively shit-faced at this point.
Ah, that is good to know.
Arissa went to me. I don't think she does.
Good. We've got too many names going on already.
Well,
I'm gonna pass my wineskin round to Arissa and Vatheritas and Swanee and like the other people that I haven't offered it to yet.
but I believe I promised you a story.
A pig story.
No, a love story.
Love story, love story. I'm gonna lay down on my tummy and like put my elbows on the floor, it's under the skin, like slumber party style.
Yes, Arissa
Yeah,
lives for this.
that was my intention as well, with taking off the armor and everything.
And I pull
shit.
another bottle of vodka.
I'm gonna hold my hand out for it when there's a moment.
I'll pass it to you when the moment is.
Yeah.
Shit, if Varric takes off his armor, this tattoo is like massive across his back.
Hang on.
You got a tattoo.
Love that.
Oh, okay.
I like to clock the tattoo and also slightly check out Varric's nice shoulders that he probably has for being an archer.
Ooh,
Oh yes!
Yes! Oh my god, yes.
Oh, Jesus.
Sorry, I'm waiting on a reply from Rosie for a thing.
So out of character. So Rob, did we? I feel like you mentioned your arm. Did you mention that in passing out of character when you gave us a
Yeah, out of character. You guys wouldn't have seen the arm. It was hidden by my cloak.
I was confused for a second because I remember Arissa actively poking into the metal arm.
That was the Sunday group.
I think that was
that
something
was not
yeah.
on Tuesday.
Okay.
That's confusing, man.
I was just thinking that going, wait, was that Sunday or Tuesday?
As I reach for the bottle of vodka, could I notice that he's covering his right arm with a cloak? probably don't. Yeah. give a shit.
Insight. No, perception.
Oh fuck! I dropped my dice. Oh, I noticed nothing at all. Lucky 7 total.
I'm
not
gonna
making it
say
obvious, but
nah.
I'm too busy grabbing the bottle of vodka out of the dude's hand, so. I'm a thirsty gnome.
Well, would you say you're on my left side or right side? Because I just have to awkwardly toss you with my fucking left arm.
I was sat next to Varric. I don't care. Whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, you can do it awkwardly. I'm still not going to notice, because apparently...
Concentrating.
I've already had a bit of wine. I'm still pissed off that I let everyone down. I'm not paying attention.
So, to make up for the fact that she wasn't paying attention on her watch, she is now not paying attention.
Yeah, she's now getting more... Oh yeah, so what time is it? Is it like the sun is coming up kind of time?
The sun will be coming up in the next hour.
Awesome. I love getting drunk in the wee small hours. This is definitely a great idea. Whilst we're running away from potential danger.
I like how we've just killed these people and just kind of gone, let's have a get to know you session.
Yeah, totally.
Getting to know you.
Rosie, do I roll anything to put out my bear traps?
Not to put out not to put out your stuff, no, but do a survival roll for trying to catch some stuff.
Okay. Just quickly checking. Yes.
And
nice.
yes, one of the items that they picked up in the market in Crownside, because when Arissa was following the dust trails with the goggles, they realised that several items in the market were emitting dust. So just in case any of them were part of a shard or could lead them to a shard, I'm going to say they bought 2 things, maybe, and then they stole, essentially, the rest of them.
Yes, that was very successful.
Excellent, Steve.
And one of the items that had some dust on it was a pink diary.
So Vitharchus is currently having a look to see if there's anything interesting in it.
Okay, so far it is empty, but on each page it has a little happy chipper slogan, like, today is the start of the rest of your life, and put off until tomorrow what you don't want to do, and a stitch in time saves 9, and all that sort of things.
Okay. He's going to just determine it's an empty book and hand it over to Arissa.
Cool. This is now my diary.
Okay, Varric, in which case you, over the course of this, will catch... Okay, 2 of the traps will catch. One of them has caught quite a large fox-like creature, and one of them has caught 2 squirrels, actually, at the same time.
No!
My people!
Shit. Now I can't eat the food that I caught. Is that the nat 1? Is it very catching food? He's not actually able to eat because Arista would be upset if he ate squirrels.
Maybe. Let me just check. Diary and that. Okay, yeah. Okay, so yeah, you've read the diary, you've caught some stuffs. Arissa, you were telling a story. Your story.
Oh, yes.
So, where I grew up in Amley, well, I'm sure you've all heard of the Prince. Orson Pike. And she kind of like gazes off into the distance and sighs dreamily.
I'm going to look at Varric's face to see if he is watching this.
He definitely is, and he is not, like, happy. But he's trying to hide it.
I mean, I only come from just a regular a regular family, but he's always been around. You know how you just know who the royal family is where you grow up.
Mm-hmm.
And I fell in love with him, just from afar. And, well, the reason I travel is so that maybe one day he'll know who I am.
Through your performance skills?
Well, at first it was to gain worldly knowledge, come back and wow him with my knowledge of the outside world. You know, be a good diplomatic princess. But since being on this quest, I mean, what better way to get onto someone's radar than saving the world?
Wow, so your quest has got an interesting undercurrent to it.
Maybe one day he'll notice me.
So, have you actually ever met him?
Once. We went to St. Bart College.
He's a bard?
Well, he hang on, I just need to quickly check my character sheet. Shit, where is it? There it is. He's a singer. So he only really attended, I think, I got in on a scholarship, so it was really it was a massive surprise getting in itself. But yeah, he was there, and I bumped into him in the corridor. I made him drop all of his cheap music. It was so bad. But I apologized and he said it was okay. I couldn't believe he said that to me. I couldn't believe he spoke to me, that he even saw me.
And did your hands brush as you tried to pick up the notes that he'd dropped for him?
Oh God, did they?
He sounds wonderful. What makes you love him so much, if I could ask?
He's just amazing at everything he does. And he's so kind. He treats everyone equally, even though I'm a human and most of, pretty much 99% of the population of family is gnome. He doesn't let race get in the way.
I find it honourable that you don't either. Race is often an issue that people can't see past.
That's the thing, growing up as a minority makes it hard. Yes, for once the human is the minority.
When she says, I'll toss her a bottle of vodka.
Yeah, growing up as a minority, I take the vodka. Yeah, growing up as a minority, it's hard to become prejudiced. And I know I seem like a bit of a bit dumb, but I know my studies. I know what racism causes. I don't have time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
I wish a little bit of that would rub off on the humans, Dan.
I second that feeling. Of all the time I've spent in Borsin, I would have to say you are the easiest going human I've met, Arissa.
I'll pipe up in and I'm saying, well, yes, humans, I think, live too short of lives to be far more open-minded than most others should, but then again, most people are overly long-lived to get narrow-minded as well. You need to find that middle ground.
Where did you come from, my drunken friend? Hello, Jen.
I just immediately go back to my drink.
So, as we head to Laylee, has anybody been there before? Should we know things?
Just FYI, the hangry elf has vanished.
Shit! Do we notice?
Well, he got a nat 20 on his stealth, so you can try and notice by all means.
We have like a strange feeling that something's different, but we have no clue.
Yeah, the wine and the fire. It's all cool. He didn't do it like, it wasn't like abrupt and horrible. It was just sort of like he, by the sounds of it, just sort of slunk away quietly to wipe his tears.
I'm going to look, because the last time he disappeared, he attacked me.
Okay, well, roll perception to see if you notice.
Do you notice that my bow, my arrows, and my leather armor
I'm too drunk to even notice if you have your bow or not. I just know you're gone.
Okay, well, roll perception to see if you notice.
19, 26.
Wait, so if I add my stealth to my natural 20, that's 27. And it's a nat 20.
Okay, so Kalosia, you notice that. Well, you do notice that he's gone. You just don't notice where or when. But you also notice that the armor, bow, arrows, and food are still there.
And my daggers.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. I'll still slowly pull my short sword just next to me, just in case. As a very much drunken elf would.
So out of character, is it easy to look at someone and see and tell if they're like half elf, or like, can I look at Kalosia and work out what race he is?
It would be harder on Kalosia because of how his face is. However, normally, yes, you'd be able to tell.
Okay, thanks. So I maybe have like an inkling that he's elf, but I'm not 100%.
You could just ask.
Yeah, I know, but you didn't answer my first question, so I'm just trying to see how much I can suss out about you.
And besides, you can't just ask people what race they are. That's racist.
Oh my god, you can't just ask people why they're white.
Amazing. Cool.
I'll turn and look at Prestige going, why are you looking at me so weird?
I'm just interested, You're suddenly part of our campfire chat. Just wanted to know a few questions. You seem a bit cagey, man.
Okay. Ask away.
So, how did you become an assassin? What led you to that life?
Well, during the war, I got picked up. I was a soldier and ended up was pretty good at a certain set of things, and the Council of Russia ended up putting up a unit together. It was called the Daihayanda Assassination Unit. And we're deep covert, and most of the time we had to constantly be behind enemy lines, kill things, targets, basically try and weaken the opposing force. We succeeded, and So I just got specialized in that, and then got royally fucked over.
In what sense? During the war or when it finished?
The war was over, but the soldiers didn't really know about that for a couple months as the talks were getting held, and my unit was classed as too dangerous to be kept during peace times, even though we were very loyal. So what ended up happening was we got our unit sent all the way up through and was ambushed, as your tiefling friend there said. I turned out to be the only survivor and returned to the council to let them know what happened, not knowing that this was a plot to get rid of us, and then was banished.
I banished because they just couldn't bear to have you around. Surely as a survivor they should have kept you.
No, they planned it. They had planned to have me killed, but they thought it'd be more interesting, especially off of one of the council members, which is sometimes a bit more sadistic than the others, from what I realized over the years. I was banished to another plane of existence.
So how is it you come to be here now?
That was a long story.
I'm going to take a big out of my wine. Ask. Continue.
I'll take a massive gulp myself and then explain. I was banished to the Underrealm, and I was imprisoned there for seemed to be, from what I could gather, about 2,000 years. Which I think, if my math puts me correctly, is maybe lost a few years here and there. I'm about 2,423 years old now.
Arissa suddenly feels really.
Wait, how old is Closure?
Wait. Sorry, I missed something.
Like masses of years old, like 4,000 something years.
2,423.
Holy shit.
Wow.
I would have died due to age if I was, a normal elf. I'm not exactly much of a magic wielder.
What
But-
skincare products do you use?
Fucking excellent.
But my race is near enough extinct, and that curse that I have, which I deem it more of a curse, is unending life. This natural unending life.
Wow.
So I managed to make my way back after enslavement, torture, and managed to make my way to Mechanus. I was there for a few years, then managed my way back here and just kind of finding my way again. And with the only skill set that I really have, that's a way I'm trying to make a living or purpose.
And what's your assassin guild that you belong to now? Or thieves guild?
I don't really belong. It's a difficult thing. I was promoted to what you declare is, once you do enough work on the outside, you kind of it became like a leader, somewhat, you would call it. of organizing. It's more paper pushing than anything else, and I'm not exactly one for being stuck in one place for too long. So I declined it, and I just pick up odd contracts now and then from them, and I just kind of wander around, nomad.
That sounds a very lonely existence.
Yeah, but after this amount of years of life, you kind of learn that you outlive things, or you just learn to let go of a lot of things.
I don't know if elves. Learning very.
I do not know if any of us actually know my race. Yes, I am elf, but I'm kind of a subspecies of which don't exactly exist.
What kind of elf are you then? Just like out of game knowledge.
An Avriel elf.
Yeah, that's not a thing I've heard of yet.
In brackets, it's a winged elf. They're in the a couple of.
Wait, he has wings!
No,
Can fucking fly?
no, he does not have wings.
Is that like a backstory thing? Did he have wings at one point? This is completely out of character, but I don't care.
There is a story
Just-
there, and you would know that the word meant winged elf. But he's. Have you taken your cloak off and stuff?
My cloak's kind of off, but it's hanging over my right arm.
Okay. Basically, I don't think you can tell. Did you say to them in character that you're a winged elf? No.
No.
Okay. In which case,
Yeah, let's not metagame this because this is gonna be amazing. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's going to be exciting. Anyway,
So okay. So Varric, you didn't ask him in character what kind of elf he is.
No.
that was out.
Eric's not there at the moment.
Yeah, I walked back
What?
into the. I walked back into.
Alright.
the-
when Arissa stopped looking dreamy, he came back.
Okay.
And now I'm flat on my back, looking at the stars, like near the fire. Oh wait, there's no stars anymore. It's like early. Looking at the sky.
Looking at Arissa's underboob.
Yuck.
Tempting.
So I'm gonna say to Kalosia, I don't really know much about elves. I'm kind of learning from these guys, and I'm gonna kind of gesture towards Varric and Swanee because I kind of sort of know a bit about them, but not like I don't really get elves. Did you grow up in the forest like Varric?
No. I grew up within Russia itself. Traveled a lot. I don't exactly remember where I came from, but I was always. The council always had an interest in me. They always got me into things and put me into the army, then picked me up into the assassination unit. So I don't really know where. I'm just curious. Like, I've never really had someone actually ask about me before. What makes you ask?
We're nosy.
Uh,
I feel like you could be an asset to our group, but I'm cautious. I don't know. I just want to know what made you. You know what brought you here, and yeah, why?
well, I don't like the idea of people wronging others, because as ironic as it sounds, that's exactly what happened.
Love you, Veritas.
And I've learned from my lesson, and I ended up like removing my cloak and then showing her my arm, my right arm,
Heavily distracted by the arm.
Are you what?
Was that?
Heavily distracted by the arm. Jesus, like what? What?
What does the arm look like?
It's pretty much a mechanical arm.
Oh.
I'm gonna stick my hand in it and then get deja vu.
I'll look at it. I'll look at it going. That's happened off of me. That's happened before. That's weird.
I'm kind of curious where you get those from, because that's now the second I've seen.
Yeah, I've seen one similar, and I have a friend who was getting one.
That's when I went to when I returned to Mechanus, or when I went to Mechanus first time, I landed with my original wounds that were
Yes.
I'm sorry,
Arissa,
that's
roll me a
totally what I
dexterity check.
Alright.
Oh, please, yes.
I did pretty well.
Yeah, but was it your intention to get your hand stuck or not?
No.
Okay, you managed to wiggle it out, and actually, you're not far off. The plane is.
Mechanus.
Yeah, no, I meant he's not far
okay,
off.
spelling.
Oh, wow, only one letter.
Yeah.
An important letter all the same.
There's
So-
still a sphincter in there.
Somehow,
That's what this episode is called. Still a sphincter in there.
Out of context quotes.
Yeah, that definitely deserves to be an out-of-context quote as well.
I'm doing it.
That also sounds like it could be an out-of-context quote, but...
but yeah. So what happened was I somehow returned with my original wounds, as I was once banished from by the Council of Risha. Like, I remember when I was in the Underrealm, it was my arm was a shadow of its former self, kind of thing. It's weird, dark magic, and I had a few other things back, which I wish were still there.
Wait, your arm was, like, touched by dark magic.
Yes.
At that
stare at
moment,
my
I'm
hand.
going to glance at Verti.
I'm gonna stare at my hand and just be like, oh my god.
Oh yeah, Arissa's hand as well. In that case, I'm not going to glance at Verti. Like, Varric would probably stare at, like, Arissa's hand at that point.
But so when I landed Mechanus, I basically fell through a portal and landed in a heap of shit on the floor, and the citizens there ended up picking me up and repaired me, or what they could. They could only fix my arm. I lived quite a peaceful life there. Helped them rebuild things. Also, to the fact it helped me. If anything happens to this arm, I can repair it and rebuild it to a degree.
Can you remind me what your face looks like out of character? Was it all like messed up and under a mask originally?
Well, I have my cloak off, my hood off, and my mask is off. I pretty much have like yellow eyes, or yellow eyes with kind of orangey pupils, and just snow white long ass hair, and very, very pale skin.
You sound fit.
I think he needs a bit of a tan. This coming from Arissa, who grew up in the snow wastes.
But, so yeah.
Very cold.
Anything else you'd like to know?
So, where do you see yourself going?
Where do you see
Where do you
yourself
see yourself in 5 years' time?
Doing an interview. Where is your CV?
So, why do you think that you should be hired for the position of local assassin in the current?
Alright, so what was the actual question?
Do you have reliable transport?
Can I contact your references as soon as possible, please? I was just asking where he thinks he's going now, because we kind of talked about Sharpin Rock being a dickhead and setting him up. So I couldn't really remember what he was doing.
Well, I pretty much have. Before I met you guys, I went to Lely and found one of Rot's men. He is currently being withheld, waiting for us to get there. And you can question him. He's pretty much one of Sharpin Rot's main spies.
Ooh.
What was their name, sorry?
His name is Noel.
Noel.
Noel Noel.
And
Just to get
Rosie,
over the
where
whole...
the hell do you come up with these names?
Well, it's just to get over the whole, you know, I want to talk to him. No, not him. Him! No, him. Him, you know, him. The one with Emily. Oh, him. No, him! Yeah, to get over that, I give you Noel Noel. Enjoy.
Oh my god.
Someone's
And-
parents hated them.
Yep, and he's being kept in the Baywatch Inn.
I'm sorry, Babe Watch?
Baywatch.
Oh.
Fucking heck.
I heard Babe.
Same
To
thing.
be fair, I heard the same thing, and I sort of like expected Varric to glance at Aris at that point.
Why is he being held at the tavern?
Because I picked him up, and that's where he is now.
Nice.
He's waiting for a visit of, well, pain.
I got a bit of information off, nothing much, but that's why I decided to get you guys. You guys can fully question him.
I'm sure we'll be able to make him talk.
Oh, guaranteed you're gonna make him talk. I just wonder how much he's gonna talk in general.
Why have you smashed him up bad?
He chopped off the mouth.
He's a bit broken and bruised, but he's okay for now.
I can heal him up enough that he can talk.
Yay,
I look at him and
Varric.
go, I have a brilliant idea.
Yeah?
No, like, I didn't say. I just looked at him and like with eyes going, "Oh, I have an idea."
Oh.
The rest of you just see the two sort of, you know, giving very googly eyes at each other.
yeah, exactly.
Like light bulbs popping out of their heads.
Yeah.
The other thing's,
How
have
many
you guys
eyes
played
does he need
GTA
to talk?
5?
Yes.
Yeah, that the torture.
Yes. But how many eyes does he need for like, talking?
To talk, none.
So
He's-
one acidic arrow would be allowed?
You lay off with the arrows.
Like, fucking hell. Not just taking an eye out, that's bad.
His eye is already missing.
Oh.
Oh.
Nail.
Was that one or
In that
both?
case, I'll go for the knee and make him a city guard. I'm sorry, I had to.
I believe that's something disparaging to city guards.
I was with infantry like you, then I took an arrow to the knee.
Yes. Also, holy shit, yes, Gina. That's now totally what I expect. Like either Arissa or
I'll turn around to Verity, and as Verity says that he's the one that can heal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Atra says, "Could you do me a favor?
And what would that be?
Any chance could you just heal my back for me?"
Your back.
Yeah.
I can give it a shot.
What's wrong with your back?
Just one eye, Rosie.
Thank you.
Left eye.
Oh, so I can take the right eye still.
God, you've been hanging around with Belgarath too long.
To be fair, I'm just really looking forward to getting Varric to torture someone because he's not really used to how much people can take.
Wait, Verity, what did you say?
Yeah, I can give it a shot.
And then Arissa asked, "What's wrong?"
Oh, that was it, yeah.
Mhm.
I always feel pain in my back. I have a couple of scars back there. It's just, I don't know if it's physical or a mental. Don't know exactly. No, never had anyone look at it.
What is that noise?
Is that
Troy, that's Troy snoring.
That was true.
That's Kalosia as the paladin is using lay on hands on those wounds that hurt.
Yeah, that's true.
And this noise is Troy awake.
What do I have to roll for this, DM?
By the way, does he have to touch
I-
my bareback, or is this like just over my armor?
Only does it bareback.
He
Yeah,
only does
sure.
it bareback, and I think that would be the best way to do it. What are you using? Are you using lay on hands?
I was just going to use lay on hands. I've still got 11 HP left in that.
Yeah. Okay, then use that. And is that level 1 or? Hang on, sorry.
I can use up to 11 hit points at the moment. I've already used 9 on Arissa and I haven't rested properly yet.
Okay, cool. In which case, yeah, you can do it, and then you can roll or use however many you would like.
Oh, so I can just use any number of.
What have you got left?
You know, I'll just go
Right.
for 6, see how that goes.
In that case, I'll just kind of unbuckle my leather chest piece and just kind of take it off reluctantly.
There'll be a bit of poking and prodding, and then you'll just hear him like muttering.
Yeah, by the way, my back is, like, my entire, like, chest upwards is riddled probably beyond what you've ever seen in scars.
That's alright, one of the arms probably looks just as bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're being healed by someone. One of the arms touching your back is like basically blackened and burned.
Arissa's like looking at all the scars, just like really sad.
So that would be 6 HP.
But aye, guys, on my back, for about 6, 7, maybe 8 inches, something like that, there's 2 massive lines. It's like, it looks like it's 2 massive axe wounds in the back. That's
Arissa
kind of
immediately
protruding a
goes
bit.
Arissa wants to poke it!
Reza, sit down!
What?
As she does that, and even when Verity touches my back, I kind of jump and twitch.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry. What are those? They don't look like any scars I've ever seen.
I had something removed from me once.
Amazing.
It's-
You survived that.
That's 6 hit points as well that you can heal in your back.
Yep.
So that's,
I mean, I've
that's
got
up to you how less painful that is now.
I think it might make it a little bit worse, but I'll just say thanks for that. But for my other question, it was the other question I was given is pretty much the council, apart from my eye, my arm, and well, my wings. That's what it took
Wings?
for me.
You had wings.
Yeah, that's what my race of elf had.
Rosie, Would I have heard of any flying troops during the...
Yes, you would have heard of some of these. You wouldn't necessarily have interacted with them, but you've heard. You've also heard...
Would I have heard legend?
Possibly not. This would probably be only people who'd been fighting and in certain places. But Theritas, you may well have heard rumours. Having been told this piece of information, you might remember there was rumour of like a top secret, essentially, assassin squad that would be sent out to do things, but you just always passed it off as like over-exaggerated rumour.
Yeah. Basically the stuff of so-and-so told so-and-so.
Yeah, so-and-so told so-and-so who told so-and-so that these big guys who have loads of magic, because obviously Risha is known to be like highly magical and stuff and full of elves and stuff.
Yep.
So, yeah, you'll have heard rumours about it, but not necessarily taken it very seriously.
I'm gonna look from Varric to Swanee and just be like, "Do you guys have wings?"
Oh no, not at all.
The highest I've been is either those mushrooms that were bad or wandering around the treetops.
Mental note: don't eat mushrooms from Varric.
Well, I nowadays only bring like the good stuff, so don't worry.
I'm gonna look into my small secret mushroom pouch and just giggle quietly.
Oh God!
What are mushrooms?
Wait, did Arista just ask what are mushrooms?
I think Emily would have been a bit too cold for mushrooms.
Oh,
Fair. In that case, I'll probably
she's probably
look
seen you
around
like.
for-
She's probably seen you like eat them, but been kind of just like. What?
yeah. I collected some.
Oh yes, that would be a thing
being that close, would I notice?
What was the range of your divine sense again?
Well, if I trigger
Oh,
it,
for fuck's sake.
If you trigger it, then yes, you would bloody notice, and you would also, well, if you trigger it, if there was a reason for you to trigger it.
yeah,
I mean,
hasn't happened yet.
No, I mean you might get a general sense just because of who you are and what you've done that like, but not
Also,
necessarily.
Rosie, could you send them that mark I have on my back?
Where is it?
You have it. It's the one that Pug has.
And Jesus.
Ooh, actually,
It's
yeah.
the
If
one
I
that
see
Bug
something,
has.
I might.
So Verti, is your like sense evil always on, or
No.
do you have?
I have to trigger it.
Okay, so right now you probably wouldn't have thought to turn it on.
No, but there's certain stuff that would generally make me trigger.
Ooh, I just realized something that Varric would probably do at this point.
Eat?
Eat.
Well, he's been. I just assumed that he's been doing that throughout the conversation at different points, but he'd also like scout around the camp for a bit because, well, he's used to being in forests where there's dangerous creatures everywhere. So if you sit around the fire for too long, you get attacked.
Okay, you can roll me a perception to go and do some checking.
Oh, it's like big on my back of my spine. If my shirt's off and you see on my back, you would have seen it.
Yeah. I'm just waiting to see what I see.
You see his meaty sword.
If I see that from behind, I'll be worried about what you guys see in front.
Jesus, this episode has gone from 0 to 20 fucking quickly.
Okay, Varric, are you looking for anything in particular, or are you just sort of keeping a lookout?
Well, basically looking for anything that could endanger us, or because we are being, chased. I'm probably also specifically looking for things that could either be looking for us, or could be looking to eat us, etc.
Okay.
Things that could endanger the Happy setting around the campfire.
So far you spot a little cloud of birds that are flying overhead, and you don't spot anything else. You can see the coast off in the distance over the cliff. But other than that, no, can't seem to see anything at the moment.
Okay. Can I, while checking around for a bit, can I practice some of that two arrow shooting?
Yes. Roll me a dexterity, and then you can just practice with it. Yes.
Awesome. That's 22.
Okay. Cool. Yes, you can practice that.
Welcome back, Apricity.
I had to get snacks, sorry. What happened, sorry?
Don't be sorry for snacks.
No, never be sorry for snacks.
Yeah.
As long as you brought him some.
Yeah, Verti tried to reach around me.
Oh, yeah.
I just heard something about a reach around.
And I missed it. I'm so upset.
Just waiting for the DM to send the picture.
I can't find the picture. You posted it so long ago. It should be pinned on this chat somewhere.
Is it basically like really, really horrible, fucked up scars?
Apparently, it's like a rune or something.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Is it?
Going through my list of runes, I know.
Is it-
Hell.
Ooh!
Is it that one?
I've drawn that!
Yep, that's that one, yeah.
Shit, I'm divine sensing immediately. Because the last time I saw that...
Wait, was that the demon-in-law thing?
No.
No, that
Um,
Or was this
only
side
me
quest
and
stuff?
Apricity saw that.
no, man, I fucking saw that, and I'm
Wait.
scared.
When?
The werewolves, remember?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Arissa was with the horses that entire time.
Arissa was having a lovely time.
Wait, but if it was with the werewolves, I saw it as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll have
I
seen
I
it
don't
from.
think you saw it. I thought it was because I was crouching over the body.
Oh,
Yeah, but
that's true.
afterwards I came to check on you.
Oh, yes, hang on. My
Oh, that's
note,
right.
my
I
note
think-
says Veritas notices something glowing on the skin of the dying werewolf. And it also says he knows it as Son of Shadow, but then I think you told us.
Yeah, but I don't know if you guys had then actually seen it.
Oh,
Because
okay.
it was around that point that the Son of Shadow rocked up.
Yeah. And
and we had bigger problems.
Rosie, check your phone.
I'll be quiet then, because maybe I don't recognize it, maybe I didn't see it.
Yeah, so I'm immediately triggering a divine sense. That would be anything within 60 feet.
Okay.
That is...
So you basically noticed the apricity nearby.
I'm finding the exact wording.
Okay. I'll let you do your exact wording.
Any celestial fiend or undead within 60 feet that is not behind cover, and any items that are considered consecrated or desecrated.
Yep.
Oh, shit.
I know exactly where they are.
So we're
Okay.
watching Vitheritas do this, we noticed that Vitheritas has reacted to something.
You
Yes.
would probably see my face.
Yeah. I was just perving on the elf and looking at his weird scar bits, but I
Okay.
might have known.
The first thing you notice is that the mark does seem to be giving off the sense of pure, darkest, blackest evil. He would also notice your sword, right?
Yeah.
Yep, my sword, part of my soul, and
A piece of
most of my
his
body.
soul, and and there's like eminence coming round and off his body. You can't. He is not evil. Like, this isn't, when you've met an evil creature, that's not the sense it's giving off. It's like he's been touched by evil, used by evil, around evil. The mark in particular has come from an evil being, a very powerful evil being. You also notice, now that you're a slightly higher level, you also notice a tiny, tiny wisp of the blackest evil that lurks the faintest bit, just a little bit around Varric and Orissa.
Oh!
That my big ass sword is just absolutely drenched in it.
Right. So.
Fucking fuck. Oh my god, this is amazing.
I'm starting to piece together shit like out of game, and oh fucking god, I'm scared of what's going to happen here.
Uh-huh.
Well, Rosie,
Yes?
can I mention that one thing that you said to me about like my about this backstory we're unaware of?
Sure. So for the next 5 minutes, everyone hold your fist in the air. This is all out of character conversation. Carry on.
This is very out of game, of course, but apparently I did something in my past that fucked the world up.
A little bit.
Profession.
No?
And Orissa was involved in it, and it also apparently explains something about why Varric is this interested in Orissa.
Okay, so was this before the sexy party?
Yes.
So during
In
their
fact,
travels to...
the thing that Varric did, either accidentally or on purpose, Orissa also did, but about 35 years after Varric.
She's only 22, so...
Yeah, don't worry. Don't worry. Varric did this about 43 years ago. So Orissa probably did it in her timeline not very long ago at all. Maybe a year, maybe two.
So he did it 43 years ago.
Roughly.
Orissa's
roughly.
22.
In Orissa's timeline, she did it about 2 years ago.
Shit. No, because I literally just put 43 minus Orissa's age, which is 22, and it says 21, and I'm like 21 years before Orissa was born.
Yeah, 21 years before Orissa was born, Varric did something that Orissa also ended up doing later on.
Oh my god.
But none of you noticed. So, back to the campfire stories. We're working our way around everybody slowly. Those of you who haven't had a chance to do your character yet, we will come to you next. But carry on.
That did freaking mess up with everything I had like pieced together so far.
Well, at the moment, Vitharius is now just looking really confused at the assassin in front of him, and then at Orissa, and then at Varric, back again, and then just downright glaring at the sword.
I hate you, sword. I hate you. This is sounding a lot like the Sunday party. Kess, is that you?
But yeah, I'm just gonna look and see if I can do something.
Can I sense he's acting a little bit weird?
I was gonna say, can we note?
You guys definitely noticed that he was immediately looking slightly angered and confused by something. And Kiloja, you've definitely noticed him looking at you funny and definitely looking at your sword funny. And the mark as well.
I'll ask him, what's suddenly up with you?
The last time I saw this mark, it didn't go very well.
What, that fucking old thing on my back?
Yeah. Well, more to the point, it was what someone did with it.
Why, what happened?
A demon thing of some sort just stepped out of reality and ripped the souls out of two werewolves directly in front of me.
I'm going to sit up in recognition of knowing what the fuck he's on about finally.
My eyes will narrow, look at him, go. Continue.
We were passing through the forest nearby, and on the way down to Crownside, Varric spotted a village and decided to go investigate. Apparently, loot.
Dude.
I've heard rumors of this stuff before happening, but why are you alive? Usually something that happens, just the village
We weren't
is
the
dead.
targets. There were werewolves, many werewolves in the village, and we managed to kill the two that managed to climb the walls and chase after Varric, and it was at that point that their former master or something rocked up and ripped their souls out.
So the entire village is dead, but he left you alive?
I don't think he was paying any attention to us at all.
It's not so much that the entire village is dead.
And it was only those two, as far as I know. I think the rest of the pack is still there.
And the ones that died were murdered by us.
If, as far as I know, if he took one, he took them all.
Well, he only took the ones we killed.
Can you remember? He took the werewolves and he said, "You follow now, you learn." And then he disappeared, and there was a real weird silence. There was no noise from inside the settlement.
Well, then we could probably presume that he did kill everyone in there too. Whatever it is, or whoever it is, it's damnably powerful.
I got this mark. As far as I know, my assassination unit were the only ones to have this, because one of the council members of Russia, of the High Council, one of the members put this mark on us to empower us during this war.
Oh yeah.
So there is some Rishan sorcerer of such great power it can literally step in and out of time.
He's a bit of a sadistic old elf, but he didn't seem anything like that. I never picked up any kind of sense off of him. He just seemed normal. Just an asshole.
Well, it's either he's gotten stronger or it's someone using his same powers, but...
I also noticed you're looking at my sword. What was something wrong with it?
Sorry.
The lady stopped giggling in the peanut gallery.
Me and Marissa are just round the campfire like, tee!
I have the ability to sense desecrated items, undead, fiends, the like. Talent that most paladins learn fairly early, and that sword of yours basically screams evil.
I was gifted with this while entering the unit, and sure, because when I was in the Underrealm, I have killed thousands upon thousands of demons with that sword, so the blood might have tainted it, but
Hang on. Do we have a real viewer? On the internet? A real internet viewer?
His name is Yoop.
His name is Yoop. I love it.
How's it you? Is it the Yoop we know?
Yes.
Is it? How are you?
I think so.
Hello.
We have a
Hello.
Yoop.
Henry Ashandon?
Hey!
alright, Rosie. Verity touches the sword with his holy symbol, what happens?
Uh-oh.
Are you trying to bless it, or are you trying to get more about it?
By the way, see the bottom of the bit of my sword out just after the hilt on the blade? That
Mhm.
mark is there as well.
Okay. In which case, the Theritas, roll me a dexterity check.
Oh, this is going to end badly. Oh, maybe not. Maybe. 14 on that.
Okay. Yes, Varric, you can. Roll me an investigation check. And the Theritas. Okay, were you trying to bless it or do anything, or were you just touching it to see? Very different results.
Considering that bless is a spell, didn't actually cast it. I was just more seeing if my holy symbol reacts
Okay, yes.
to it.
In a word, yes, it does. The sword itself just seems to be drenched in evil, and your holy symbol reacts to that, almost as if it had been touched against lava or something. It suddenly feels stuck, like for a second it's like magnetized and you can't pull it away from the sword, and then it shakes a little in your hands and then grows hotter than you can bear it, but hotter than a normal human would probably be able to bear it, and it starts to glow as if it's in a forge, and it glows under your hand. And then the magnetization seems to reverse and it propels you away, and you take a couple of steps backwards, but you don't fall over.
I'll just turn and look at him going, well, that's never happened before.
Oh, I sincerely doubt there were many people that tried to put a holy blessed symbol against it, especially in the Underrealm.
Yeah, there's that too.
Then again, I'm not any expert in magical items.
I'm gonna glance at Bonnie to see if she's noticed.
Wait, what? Who?
He said I'm not an expert in magical item, so I was kind of really noticed him say magical items. Tumbleweed, roll.
Rosie, in the meantime, I rolled 20 not natural on my investigation on the tanned bag.
Ah, interesting.
Does anyone else have Arcana?
No.
I have one.
I have a grand +1 to it.
Yeah, same.
Actually,
All right.
At least you're positive numbers.
I have +2.
Bard, you should do this. You should probably out paladin or out wizard the wizard.
Alright, let's see if I can do this. Why not?
Do it.
Type your result. I'll be 2 secs.
Alright. Okay. Fingers crossed for me, guys. That didn't work.
That was worth a shot.
Yeah.
Worth a shot. I'm probably like, yep, that's some magic right there.
So what you're saying,
Oh.
Verity, this mark.
I just came in at the appropriate moment. Arissa going, yep, that's some magic, that is. Perfect.
That also could be put out of context to be different.
Kalosha, you were asking something?
Yeah, I kind of walk over and grab my sword, flip it around, and give him the handles. Is just grab it, see if you can feel anything without touching your symbol.
There are so many quotes. Can someone keep posting the quotes for this? Because this is amazing.
Hell. Yeah, he's gonna grab it.
Yeah,
By
he's
the hill.
gonna grab it.
Feel anything weird?
DM.
Is the handle thick?
I feel like I don't want to encourage this. So, are you
Is it
literally
balanced
just touching his sword?
I've grabbed it by the hilt.
Hilt.
Okay. It's quite heavy. It's very well made. Have you still got your divine sense working?
I should.
Because I think it goes for. Does it go for 10 minutes? Is that how long it goes for?
I think it's 10 minutes, yeah.
Yeah. Well, it would still be going. So you
Yeah.
feel wrong wielding this sword. Like, it's seen evil. It has killed evil, and it has been wielded by evil as well. As in, maybe not used for evil, but perhaps made by someone evil. And it's basically dripping with evil blood that is obviously has been wiped away, but it's left its essence. And in answer to Apricity's question, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 folders just for the Tuesday party, and another 5 for the Sunday party, and then 3 for the world itself, and then 2 for the campaign.
I love you so much.
I know. I was gonna say.
I am so thankful for like all the many hours that are put into filling that.
Yeah.
Yeah, boy!
Like, fully out of character, like for
Alright.
Lauren from Bothwell, I've got a folder all set up. I'm just writing notes as I go, and
It's addictive, isn't it? It's addictive. I did warn you. To everyone who's planning on doing one-shots, I warn you, it's addictive. Plan for a 2-shot,
Yeah.
because it's more addictive.
It is.
So, Verity, what do you sense here then?
I'm gonna swing it a few times and then
Okay.
rapidly
Remember,
turn it
it's
over.
5.5 foot long. You have to.
That's what
Make
they
sure
all
you-
say. It always turns out to be shorter.
Yeah. Fuck this guy. Anyway.
So swing it a couple of times and then I'm just gonna hand it straight back and go. That sword is killed evil, been used by evil, quite possibly even made by evil.
Well, I have no idea of its origins. I was just given it a long time ago. And when I say that, when he's handing me it back, I just smack the front of the blade. So it flies up in the air and I grab my sheath. When it falls down, it just goes into the sheath and it just put against the tree like a smug prick.
That's pretty fucking impressive, dude.
Whereas my first instinct is just to want to get that tossed into the sea. As long as it's being used against evil, at least it's a weapon being used for good.
Well, I don't exactly. Well, I've never killed it, to be honest. But I've clubbed a few people around the head with the thick end of it, but that's about it.
wow.
Oh lord.
Oh, loudy loud.
Howdy, loud.
Well,
It's the biggest he's ever seen.
Meanwhile,
oh,
Derek.
you think to hear from my virgin ears.
I'm
And-
putting my fucking shirt and my leather vest back on. Just did this
Meanwhile,
time.
2 things are happening. One, Narvinye has, in a sort of flamey way, her feet are still rooted in the fireplace, but she's elongated herself in a big sort of like arch of flame, and she's
I call
sort of
backwards.
like gone over. She glances at you, smirks, and then carries on her journey. And she lands,
How
and
close is she?
she examines the sword as well, and just sort of like interestedly looks it up and down.
How close is she to me?
Uh-oh.
How close are you to the sword, Arissa?
Well, I think I'm sitting next to Closure. That's why she jammed her hand into his arm.
Oh, yeah.
yes.
Okay, in which case, Arissa, just roll me a straight d20.
Well, do you want to see something quite fun? Let's see if this works. I've never tested this out. I pull my sword like back out the sheath and just put it right next to the, what's her name? Narvinye.
Narvinye,
Yeah.
the flame lady.
Yeah. As I suppose an elemental sword, I want she can actually dance on it.
I got an 18.
Okay,
I think I'm okay.
Arissa, you're fine.
Phew, that would horribly change up what I was doing in the meantime, I guess. Unless you started undressing.
You're
Yes.
starting to crawl away, and then Arissa starts undressing.
Well, now I have to crawl back again, like.
Well, it's also the fact that he was still examining this magic item.
Oh, yeah.
Possible magic item.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
'cause this sword does enhance elemental abilities, so I wonder if she can actually go on it.
well, she reaches
So
out her
now-
hand and is interested in it, but she gets within about an inch of touching it and seems to change her mind, and she's looking very suspiciously at it. Remembering the world, or the dream world, you found her in, you remember that there didn't seem to be that much evil there, or at least not dark evil, and it looks as if she's never seen anything quite this dark before, and she's actually recoiled from it slightly.
For fuck's sake, Varric.
I'm sorry, you're making these too easy.
Okay, so meantime, Varric, what was your roll for your investigation check on your bag?
Not natural 20.
Okay. It seems to be an ordinary bag. It's a sort of tan colour, just made of simple cloth with a pull string at the top. When you open it and you hold it, it appears empty. But you sort of put your hand in, and you can feel appear in your hand when you reach inside a small fuzzy object.
Uh-oh.
Did I hear that correctly?
The bag felt empty, the bag looked empty, but when you put your hand in it, something appeared in your hand. So you didn't feel it in the bag, it appeared in your hand, and it was just, it's just a small fluffy ball, about maybe an inch round, like completely round ball.
I throw it. Like, I pull it out and just like in a reflex of it being fluffy and unexpected, I throw it.
Okay. Can you please roll me a d8?
A D8.
A d8, yes.
Oh, I hope
Shit.
it's...
Here comes the difficult part. Which color?
Ooh, what colours are the options?
Purple, red, black, another red, another black, white, yellow, green, blue, and then there's grey.
White is screaming to me.
Yeah, do white.
Do it.
I was going to say
7.
purple, but I always pick purple. Okay.
Yeah.
If Reedoo were here, I'd definitely have no choice but to pick purple.
Okay.
But now I pick white.
Okay. Okay. Let me just find stats in case I need it. 1 second.
Uh-oh.
Wait, which direction did I throw it?
I don't know. What direction will you have thrown it? Were you facing away from everybody, in which case you'd have thrown it away, or were you facing towards people, in which case you'd throw it towards everybody?
I think I would have thrown it towards the person opposite from me. Which, from what I gather, I'm next to Apricity.
Yeah.
And on the other side, Verti, I think?
Verti and me.
Yeah, then there's you, then there's Arissa. I assume that Reedoo would be sitting next to Apricity. Then it would be Swanee sitting, like, on the other side, I guess, next to Apricity and Arissa then.
Get ready to catch Swanee.
I think that would be the only, like, sensible sensible direction that I'd throw it, like, directly across from me.
Have you kind of put your hand in and gone, ew, and just like flung it?
Yeah,
Oh,
is
yeah.
it? Have you're not looking where you've thrown it. Yeah, that's fine. In which case, roll me a d20 for dexterity, and I will explain what you find. I'm actually gonna have to Google this because
What? I chose purple this time because in honor of Reedoo, because she's not here. That was a good choice.
Okay, what did you get?
I rolled a 19, so plus 5 for dexterity makes 24. I like that die.
Nice. Okay. As you go to flick it instinctively, like like any of us, I imagine, if we saw a very large spider suddenly appear in our hand, like wah, you flow it, and just past Narvinye's feet, flying essentially into the middle of you guys, and facing Swanee is a giant weasel.
A what?
Kill the fire.
A giant weasel.
Do we see?
Oh fuck. You know it's bad when even I get that.
It's a giant weasel.
It's a giant weasel looking.
Can I name him? Can I name him? Is he my pet now?
He's not looking aggressive yet.
Is he my pet
Just
now?
confused.
You know what? Can I use animal handling to try and, like, talk to him?
Sure.
Well, not necessarily talk, because I can't.
You can
talk to
try
animals,
and you do animal handling to communicate. Yes.
but
In
to sort of
fact,
see what it like.
it's now sort of sniffing everyone and going round in a circle, sniffing you. So yes, do your animal handling if you like.
Wait, what kind of food does it like, and do I have it on me?
You can use your animal handling to try to determine that. Yes.
I'd also like to try animal handling.
I would also like to try, because I have a plate in it.
Are you now?
have
Are you now
plus
all
one.
handling my animal?
Hey.
Wee-oo.
I did roll pretty well. Thank you, purple dice. This time it's a 25.
Oh,
Sorry, guys, I rolled a 19.
I got 23. I was close.
Okay. Well, between you all managed. Hey, he rolled the d8. He could also have had many different animals, but he rolled and he got the giant weasel, which may also have been why I chose this particular bag as opposed to the boring one with the rat, owl, and the lion in it.
A lion is not boring.
I could have had a lion as a mount.
But now you have a fucking weasel.
How epic is it to be an
Giant
archer striding into battle on a mount that's a literal lion?
Gutted.
Oh. Well, now I'll make do with like a giant weasel. This one has stealth, so I enjoy it. Or well, I assume it has stealth because weasels are slippery bastards. Just as Ginny, she managed to get into the Chamber of Secrets without like anyone noticing for like nearly a year.
Yuck, yuck, yuck. So it came out near Swanee, but didn't look pissed off. Yeah. No, actually, no.
Oh, Verity, you kill me.
Oh! But wait. It's a giant weasel.
Wyvern's gonna be wee small. So So it came out Niswani and looked kind of okay friendly.
Yep,
Like
it's
sniffy
like sniffing.
Okay. And then we all tried to animal handle it.
And it comes to each of you in turn. Any of you who call it and go, oh, come on, this is it. You can stroke it. You can roll it. Who got the highest one? Apricity. Apricity.
I got 25.
Oh, okay.
25.
Well then, both Apricity and Varric, you get the giant weasel. So this weasel is probably about the size of a Shetland pony.
Oh my god, I love it!
This weasel lies on its back with its legs in the air, and you can stroke its belly.
Yay! I will stroke its belly. Also, can I figure out what kind of food it eats, and can I hand it some of that?
It eats
Does that mean
everything, but not. It doesn't take any meat off you so far.
Does that mean Apricity could actually ride that as she's tiny?
Yeah!
Well, is it? Wait, is it giant as in like?
It's the size of a Shetland pony.
It's the size of a Shetland pony.
Oh my god, can I use my boar and the giant weasel and then have like a mini chariot off the back? Ride into glory! My animal full chariot. That's a thing now.
I absolutely love it. We need to build her a chariot.
Yeah.
I'm writing in my notes to do. Build weasel boar chariot.
How would that work with like the logistics of the speed difference though?
They would work together as an excellent team.
Oh my god.
She
It's a
wills it so.
species romance. The boar and the weasel are now in love.
By the way, that's now in my notes as well, in all capital letters. Apricity, to do. Build weasel/boar chariot.
I like how Crownless in the chat just went, damn, I want a giant weasel.
Also, this weasel is a male, you can tell. As it rolls on its back, it's fairly obvious.
He's swinging!
I just realized something. We didn't shout out the other, like, the other viewer, because there's now 2 viewers.
Hi, other viewer!
It's Madelice Underground, who I think I remember seeing that name from some time before.
I'm sure you've shouted that name before, yeah.
Hello.
Hello. Hello, Madelice.
As my character's
Weasel Dinkle.
really still quite drunk with all this happening, I'm going, this is a bit too much for me. I basically teleport him up into a tree and say, alright, nap time. Busy day tomorrow.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Yeah.
Too old for this shit.
When the furries come out, it's time to go to sleep.
But then you have no protection against them.
I'm up a fucking tree. I have some kind of protection.
Alright, that's mean. I think I like... Don't do the bad things.
Okay, I shall not anger him in this universe as well. Ooh. I really, really feel like if this weasel is gonna act friendly to us, and, well, considering we're gonna tame him enough that he pulls a tiny chariot,
as I'm falling
maybe
asleep
we
and
should
roll
name
over.
him.
As I'm falling asleep and roll over, going, it's a demon weasel. It's gonna kill you in your sleep, and go to sleep.
Wait, it's a demon weasel? Can I roll insight on that? Because Varric would definitely want to check if he's lying or not.
I was making it blatantly obvious I was taking the piss.
Yeah, but Varric hears the word demon, he gets paranoid.
You may... Yes.
That one.
I did not roll a nat 1, but I did roll a 2, so that makes 8.
You're not sure. Oh my god, maybe he's right. Shit. Oh fuck, maybe it's just fuzzy and cute to trick us, and it's gonna kill us all except Arissa, who he'll take as his bride.
As his weasel's lover.
To be fair, I think at that point I would like pull my quiver slightly closer.
I'm just out of character completely. I'm just googling weasels to come up with a good name for it. And in Japanese folklore, they're like the kitsune, the Japanese shape-shifting fox.
Shape-shifting fox means weasel. That's so cool.
Wait, did you say kitsune?
Yeah, kitsune. My character is named after the Japanese shape-shifting fox.
I think that's actually quite a cool name for it.
Yep, I second that.
But 1-1.
One is an adorable name as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna call it 1-1 as it's like cute name.
Well, why don't you call it Kitsune 1-1?
Love it.
Yep.
I'm gonna scritch its tummy and say, how do you feel about Kitsune 1-1?
Pause for a second while DM Googles what noise weasels make.
Wait, weasels eat like a lot, right?
Yes.
I think I already
This
like
one does, it's huge.
Although I'm not sure how much I like it.
It's gonna meet you at a house and home.
Well, the thing is, it's now in Varric's mind a demon weasel that eats a lot of food. So this demon not only steals Orissa, but also steals food from me.
Uh-oh.
What have I caused?
See, why do I have 5 folders full of things when you can just fuck yourselves up? You don't need me.
So they eat like meat and stuff. So you can
Leftovers.
Yeah.
The term weasel usually refers to the smallest species.
The least weasel.
The least weasel.
Yeah, but
Oh, that sounds so sad. The least.
yeah, so it's like a weasel, but it's the least weasel it could be.
So because this is a giant weasel, would that be the most weasel?
Most weasel.
Yep.
Yeah.
Maximum weasel.
Its level in the weasel class is higher than all of our levels.
Oh my god.
You should name it
Alright,
maximum 1-1.
names.
That's its show name. I'm gonna show it, by the way.
We should
So when we get to Laylee, we're going to
Yep.
say, we're here for the weasel show.
Apricity.
Yeah.
We need to participate in ancient gladiatorial chariot combat,
Fuck yes, I'm so up for that shit.
where you have an armored weasel and an armored boar, and fuck shit up for bigger enemies.
I feel like that's a really good way for us to hustle some gold.
We'll just start an illegal gambling ring.
Yeah,
Or take one down.
put my name down. I'm in.
So
We
far
also
my
still
notes for
need
the
to
last
find
2
it.
minutes go giant weasel now named Kitsune 1-1 and party plans to do various terrible things when they get to the capital.
Well, the first one should be torture. I always opt that the first one when we come to a new township from now on be torture.
Well, if we get to sleep, that's gonna happen tomorrow.
Ooh, torture.
See, Rosie, I'm not the only one.
I know, I also like torture, that's why I'm the DM.
The therapist is just watching this all going on with giant weasel and everything and just shaking his head.
There's a reason why I went to sleep.
You know what? I'll pull out some food and just start eating it, seeing what the weasel does to try and steal my food.
The weasel trots up to you in the size that it is, it's quite big, and it sits plonk and looks up at you with big
Is it
eyes.
So it's looking cute.
It's looking very
I'll
cute.
roll over my,
I'll
roll
roll
over my sleep
inside.
and mumble, going, "Oh, eat you alive."
I'll roll insight on the weasel.
Okay, roll. Yep, okay.
Could I do like a nature check on it and see if I can?
That's
Murder.
19.
Can I like nature check it and see like if I can work out if it's a natural being or if it's been magicked or like something like that?
Yeah, sure.
Or would that be more of?
You could roll the nature check to begin with. You wouldn't be able to tell so much magical about it, but you could tell some different things. 19 for the insight on the weasel. Okay, it likes food and it wants some.
So there's nothing yet on it being a demon or not for Varric.
Not that you can tell, no.
In that case, I'll take off like a tiny crumb and just like put it on my hand and see if it eats my hand.
It sniffs it, and then
Is that including the hand or
no,
off of the
it
hand?
does not take your hand. And
In that case, I want to pet it.
okay.
I made amends with this weasel.
Timo, can you just well, your guys' habit with animals, could you just insight check it, make sure it's not a Nazi weasel?
Without
Well,
luck with animals?
I just tried an insight check on it.
Rosie, I rolled 12
Okay.
for nature.
So, what are you trying to find out about it? What are you trying to discover?
I just kind of wanted if it was like a natural species of giant weasel, or if there's something like unnatural about it, like as if someone's magically made it this big, or it's something in disguise, or if that makes sense. So
Okay.
is it a natural?
It seems to be a natural animal. You've heard of giant forms of beasts before, but you have never encountered a weasel this big.
Also, Varric pulled it out, and it was a little tiny ball in his hand, wasn't it?
Yep.
Oh my god, really? Really, Verty?
No way.
It does not wear hand-me-down robes, no. It is naked.
Oh, but it is ginger?
Sort of, yeah.
Yay.
I can't believe that just happened.
That's pretty much perfect. Well, Verti, I don't think that with your intelligence score you qualify as a green mind.
Bitch. So Varric's just kind of fed the weasel and it's happily taking food.
Yes. Hashtag Varric fed the weasel.
Could I see if I could call it over, see if it follows commands?
Sure. Sure.
Would that be animal handling?
Yep.
17, 18, 19, 20, 25.
What are you going to ask it to do?
I just wanted to say, 1-1, come, and see if I could get it to come to me.
Okay. 1-1 looks at Varric as if to check this is okay, and when he says and does nothing, he then trots over to you.
Awesome. I would like to give it some of my jerkied ration as a little well-done treat.
Is the jerky meat or something else?
Uh-oh, meat. Am I going to offend it or something?
It's a vegan.
It sniffs it,
No!
but it doesn't eat it from you. It all goes... It doesn't, spit at you or anything, but it looks away. It's not vegan, it's just veggie. If you had cheese, it'd eat cheese. Out of character.
Okay. I will notice this, and I'll put away the jerky, and I'll pull out some, kind of hard, tacky biscuits that are sweet and nice.
Okay.
Madeline just suggests that we should cheese the weasel.
What does that even mean? Cheese the weasel! Cheese the weasel! What were you offering it to him again?
Hard tack kind of biscuits, but sweet ones.
Have it
Okay.
a psychedelic mushroom.
No, they're my special ones.
That's for my private time. Okay, yeah, he slurps the biscuits out of your hands and like pretty much he sniffs them, and then with one big lick, he like licks them all out of your hand at once.
So cute.
DM 101: How to keep your players happy. Present them with cute monster and then enlarge it. Twice the size, twice the cute.
We don't know where this thing came from, though, so it will eventually betray us, I guess.
Right, so this thing's called 1-1.
It is now.
It's called... What was it?
Kitsune 1-1.
Kitsune 1-1.
Kitsune.
Yeah.
That should be a shirt, by the way. Twice the size, twice the cute. Either that, or it should be a quote in the like cookbook near the dessert section.
Yes, do it. The monster dessert section.
Yes. I'm also including alcoholic beverages because I found a lot of cool beverages that include lots of alcohol.
Nice, I approve.
And I mean, those are always fun.
Oh, I think Varric should do the stuffed pepper recipe.
The stuffed what?
Stuffed peppers. I thought of that the other day.
Yes.
So I'll send you a recipe for that later.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Okay. I'll put that in my DM notes as well.
I also found a recipe for like red potion and blue potion.
Ooh.
So I don't know what color the health poultices are here, but...
I imagine them as sort of like very pale blue.
Okay.
A pale blue, and you can drink it, and it shall be yours, and you shall heal, and heal, and heal, and oh.
That almost makes it like a mana potion in my mind.
What were you asking for the Arcana check on, guys? Was that the weasel?
No,
that was before the weasel.
it was before the week. It was the Theratas said about he was an expert in magical items, wasn't it? Like the sword or something.
Yeah.
Ah,
I was
yes.
like,
Oh yeah.
Das ferret.
No, bad. Okay, so Swanee. Can
Everyone's favorite
you
evil pigeon.
We at some point might need a pigeon in a Nazi shirt as well.
Oh dear, I can see the t-shirts already.
Natalis just made the suggestion that Nazi pigeon should be a bardic band name.
Well, next time Arissa meets a fellow travelling bard, they can make a band, and there we go. Oh, hey, Fifi! Fifi! He would so be down for a band called the Nazi Pigeons. That would just happen.
The Nazi Pigeons inn, of course, has been in the inn itself called the Weasel and Pigeon.
Okay, 24 for Swanee's Arcana check on the sword. Okay, well, the sword, so Swanee, I'll take this as well. That's fine.
Typing furiously.
Good thing I love the sound of typing. Why do you think I keep this crappy old keyboard?
So Swanee, so that you can hear or see it, the sword appears to have been made by an evil creature. It has been used in the Underrealm and has slain many evil creatures, which strikes you as odd because it was made by evil, so why on earth would it have killed evil too? Kaloja, if there's anything else that you think she would know about the sword, having aced the Arcana check, please tell us that as well.
I don't really know much about it either. It was given to me.
In which case, that is all you gather, Swanee.
Okay.
The Nazi pigeons give me the sword.
I do share that information.
Cool.
Okay. So roughly.
This is really strange. It was made by an evil creature. But it was also used to kill evil creatures.
So, Kaloja, was it,
Yep.
right?
He's asleep in a tree right now.
Oh, shit, yes.
He was mumbling. He can probably be woken up with a rock or two.
Yeah.
How drunk I was, I highly doubt it.
Well, it's actually easy to wake you up, but it just takes like one paladin chopping down one tree.
By the way, just for interest-wise, if you guys want to, if you put Dayhanda and translate that from Elvish into English, it might be interesting.
Ooh.
Oh, anyone who speaks Elvish would naturally be able to do that,
Yes.
because when you hear it, you'll hear it. It's like when you hear a name, if it has a meaning, you can do that as well. So you can, those of you who speak English, who speak Elvish, that would be Swanee Vitheritas, Varric, at the very least. So do you want to tell them what it means?
It's written down somewhere.
Eris is just like, birds.
I'm still tickling Wan's tummy. I'm having a great time.
Okay, so where did 1-1 come from?
Out of my magical bag?
Oh, okay.
Appeared at your feet when Varric threw it in shock because he pulled out a weird furry ball from a bag that he wasn't expecting.
Alright.
Seeing as I didn't expect balls to be there, I threw it.
Hi, it means Shadowblade Assassin.
Okay.
Hmm.
And Varric, stop funneling weasel balls.
So it means Shadow Blade Assassin. Capital, capital, capital. Very important.
Oh, is it because... Hang on.
Hang on.
Hang on. The dude that appeared...
The gnome is joining the dots. The gnome is joining the dots. Stand back, everybody.
Wait, something big is about to happen. The dude that appeared was Son of Shadow, wasn't he?
Yes.
Yes.
Bah! Is that a thing, or am I just...
No, that's the
Shadow
thing.
also is a bad guy. Shadow also is a bad guy.
They are the Holy Five that the angel talked about. There is the Shadow, Son of Shadow, etc., etc. Those are the top two.
Yeah. Darkness in the sky is what I've got written for the Shadow.
In the sky?
Yeah. You
Okay.
killed Varric in the Sunday party.
Not that you guys know that.
Oh, I don't know what I said. I didn't hear anything.
Do I know this?
No, nothing.
Varric, roll me a charisma check.
Okay. Oh yes, that went absolutely terrible. I'll take it in grace. I'm not gonna use my get lucky on this one. That one.
Okay. In which case you have a sort of quick shudder down your spine when people are talking about the Son of Shadow and particularly the Shadow. But nothing more than that. This is 1-1 when angry. I'm going to click on it so it doesn't get bigger when I click on it, so never mind.
I love him.
Should we pin it so that it's easy to find?
Yes.
Done.
Yeah, the animals are plotting with the gnome. Ah, yeah, so I can't talk to him because I can only speak with small animals. Damn it.
Ah, poor 1-1.
Damn it.
We still have that potion that like makes it so that you can talk to animals.
Oh, fuck, we do. I'm gonna
Arissa is carrying that at the moment. I handed it to Arissa.
Yes, you
But
did.
since he is the same species as a small animal, can't he talk small animal language?
Well, he's a giant one, so...
And the spell is focused on like the small
Yeah.
animal specific, and this one classified.
Oh, it's a spell. Okay.
This giant weasel is the same size as a Shetland pony.
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay.
My natural forest gnome ability is called Speak with Small Animals, so...
And that would make sense because gnomes probably wouldn't necessarily like normally engage that much with like creatures that are what, twice their size.
They would if they could ride them into battle in a chariot.
Fair.
So...
Also, I am now looking up pictures of armored weasels, and that's apparently a tank, and or this. Oh yeah, we do have to meet that guy that we're going to torture.
They're adorable. Yes, they are.
Oh! Oh my god, that's adorable. So, at this point, the sun is starting to fully rise, and the new day is dawning to you guys. You're not quite on the cliff edge like you were the previous evening when you slept, and you are closer to the capital, Lely. You could, in fact, I believe, see it off in the distance.
I reckon it's about time we get there.
Can
So
I
I'm gonna
whistle
start
for
packing up the
Matika to come
camp.
over?
Can you whistle for what?
For Matika to come over.
Yes, you may. And Matika trots over.
I feed her like a few herbs because those are tastier than normal grass.
If a horse could look grateful, this one does.
Yay! I pet her and then I like saddle her up and armor her up and all that shit.
You guys want to have like a 4-hour nap, or was just
I was gonna say, we've had really, really broken sleep, haven't we?
Oh shit! Yes, and I'm still like more than 15 hit points down. Like,
Oh yeah, you guys can take a nap. I'll keep watch and pack up at least my section of the camp of all these odds and ends.
I'll take a quick trance then.
I can't do that, so I'll just have to take a short rest. Well, a long rest is considered like 6 to 8 hours, isn't it?
Yes.
From memory.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, it'd be probably better going to where we're at night. It's probably after 6 o'clock.
Yeah. So I could take a long rest and be tip-top condition and have all my spells.
I would advise that.
Cool. I'm gonna ask 1-1 to come and snuggle up with me and Byraz.
Okay. and he'll like he like pats on over and immediately looks to Varric, who doesn't do or say anything. Are you gonna
wave at it.
Okay, in which case he will literally just fall onto his side and like squiggle around. He's quite big, so his feet don't touch the floor, so he sort of like has to wiggle, like maneuver with his shoulders and get into a comfortable position.
He's doing the worm.
That just reminds me of Troy.
It is very loosely based on my dog, yes.
Cool. I'm gonna whistle for Badass to come over, and then I'm gonna get him to snuggle on the other side, and I'm gonna get in the middle of the little furry sandwich.
Plop, and the sort of hairy boar lies next to you. Is he? Are you going to take it off him, or are you going to leave it on him?
Just to check your safety and like your health, did you take off the armor off of the boar before you got him to?
His armor's like, it's not like the picture that I put before. It's literally just like leather armor.
Oh, okay.
I'll watch out for the tips of his tusks because they are metal tips now. But armor's like basic leather armor. The picture I sent before was me just fantasizing.
Okay, so is everyone going to catch up on their sleep for a little bit?
I'm going trance, but Verti announced that he's going to.
Okay. Pack up camper and keep watch at the beginning.
Okay, cool.
At least until someone can take over.
I'll take over once, because I went to sleep about an hour and a half or something like before you guys finished.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. Alright, so, well, between the two of you, it should be fine for that, to be honest. The Theritas, in the time where you are the only one awake, can you roll me a perception check?
Yep. Oh no, not another interrupted rest.
Albert.
Wait. Rosie?
Yes.
Just in case anything does try to sneak up on us, there's still 3 bear traps placed around the camp that I
Yes, there
emptied,
are. Yes.
like, before, and then reset the trap. So those might be coming in handy at that point.
Okay. Good to know. Okay. The Theritas. A little way into your watch, you notice something. Only just, though. As you glance towards the capital, Layli, straining your ears, and it is off in the distance. You're close, like about a day away from it, depending on how fast you travel. A day's slow walk. You notice it looks like it's moving. You blink for a second, but the city itself almost looks like it shifted slightly, and you heard the faintest, like, rumble. But after about 30 seconds, you keep blinking, and it's all back to normal.
Okay. Either someone slipped something in my drink.
That would be horrifying, Beric. Horrifying.
Giant mimic.
That's fucking great.
That's not a giant mimic, that's a fucking colossal mimic.
Gargantuous, right? Like,
Bigger than that.
What was it?
It'd be a class upon itself.
Yeah.
Ridiculous, I think it would be.
I think it'd be called "Oh fuck that."
Well, currently the biggest size that they have is a gargantuan, which is basically a Tarrasque.
I can make bigger. I'm the deer.
Yeah, I know. I know that's the issue I had, because this is a size comparison for a Tarrasque.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely bigger than Gargantuan.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, Rosie, no.
That's a gargantuan. Oh, the Kraken is also gargantuan.
Hey, Krakens!
You know, from sitting next to Rosie, right, when all this time fucking happens. Just letting you know, she takes notes when you say these things.
You are very welcome.
Tentacle one.
The worst part is she pulls this maniacal grin when she does it.
I may or may
Yeah,
not
sounds
be.
about right.
I may or may not be doing that right now.
I somehow like can imagine what that would look like on her.
Yeah, I think I know Rosie well enough to know what that looks like on.
Hello. So the rest of your watch passes fairly uneventfully, except that you do, Vitheritas, notice again after maybe an hour and a half, a couple of hours, the same thing seems to happen again, only briefer. You because you're listening for it now, you hear the faint rumbling sound coming from the capital, and it seems to shift a tiny little bit and then stop.
Is it coming closer or further away?
It just seems to be coming from the capital itself. It doesn't seem to be spreading towards you.
Okay.
So what we've learned so far is it's either a massive mimic, or it's the Juggernaut living underneath the city.
Whatever it is, something's really, really, really going on over there.
The
We
rest of
should
your
give it a
watch passes by. You are then sitting up with Kaloja, who wakes after 3 hours or so and joins you sitting there. Can you both roll another perception check for the next few hours?
That's
Not 20. 27.
Okay.
Sweet.
holy Jesus.
14.
Oh, you only rolled almost twice as high as Verti.
Yeah.
I'll point out that I get double rolls on perception, so the first one could have been worse.
Okay. Okay, so Kaloji, how much did you get?
27 within that 20.
Okay. Vitheritas, you keep looking, and every time you look, this city seems to be fine. You keep blinking and staring at it occasionally, but you manage to brush it off out of your mind for a little while and pay it less attention. And you start looking around to try and look at the rest of the landscape. You see a few critters, a few birds, but you can see the waves of the sea off in the distance, but nothing else particularly takes your attention. Kaloja, you notice that not every so often, but like over the course of your few hours of watch, at very irregular intervals, you hear the faintest distant rumbling noise that seems to be coming from Leyli, the capital. And you see the same thing that the Vitheritas did. The city itself seems to slightly shift, as if it were a jelly wobbling and then settling back into place.
Would I notice that when I was in the city?
How long were you there for?
A couple hours.
No. Actually, let's see. Hang on, I shall roll and let you know. You didn't experience it, no.
Oh, I was afraid that would be a net 20, and basically, yeah, you noticed it, you died from it.
Yeah, you're no longer here.
In
Guys are
retrospect,
tripping balls. Fucking Varric's goddamn. No, who is it? Was it Prissy or Arissa's fucking shrooms?
Apricity had a bag of shrooms
Yeah.
with her.
I expect Arissa has something.
Yeah, but that's probably something less naturey, something more refined. Like, you know, black tar heroin.
Don't I?
So, Apricity rolls over, happy snoring noises. Also, the animal floofs. You know that song? Some of you might know this song. And they all roll over and one fell out. The one fell out doesn't happen to you, Apricity, but every time you get in sync as you lie together, as soon as one of you starts to twitch a twitch, you all sort of roll over in unison, like twitch, 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 twitch. Hour or so later, doof, 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 and carry on. However, after you've all finished taking your rest, you have recuperated hit points, spells, etc., etc., you all awake in the pre-lunchtime sun. It's quite a nice day, actually. A gentle breeze coming in off the ocean, and the sheer cliff face that runs along. The city of Lely is right on the cliffs. It's built...
Is it where we expected it?
Yes, it's where you expected it. It goes quite up to the edge. Part of the castle is built up high, so it's looking over the cliffs and out to the ocean. It's rather grand. It's the largest city you have seen so far in Borson, obviously. And if you were walking slowly and casually, you'd get there within a day. Riding, you'll get there faster.
Can I collect my bear traps and reattach them to my armor, like 2 on my hips and 1 on my wrist?
Yes. Very Terry Pratchett.
Yes. I would like to ask. So, who did watch for Theritas and Closure?
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna sheepishly, because I'm still feeling guilty about having fucked up my watch the night before. I'm gonna sheepishly ask them if anything happened in the night.
Well, something strange going over in the city. I'm certain we'll probably see what when we get closer.
In the city.
How hot is it out?
It's like a mild day. It's quite sunny, but you've got a lot of breeze coming in off the coast.
So it's not a mirage, and we're just feeling tremors.
It also wasn't the alcohol in like
No,
the systems of the people watching.
I don't think Verti drank, did he?
No.
Fair. Then it wasn't. Just thought I'd check.
So before we set off, I know this is unlike us, but before we set off, can we make a bit of a plan?
That's probably
No.
what goes
Is
for
it unlike us? Last time we made a plan, it went pretty well up until the entire plan changed.
Well, I pretty much have a plan already in place. It's just for us to get to the location.
So, are you planning that we go and visit your, as you put, slightly bruised and broken friend?
Yep, that's pretty much it for now. We can kind of plan it afterwards.
How far into the city is this tavern?
It's pretty much right in the edge of Cliff's Edge.
Cool. So we don't have to head far in
No.
to make our first visit.
I reckon we can go in. I think the only thing we need to coordinate is basically who's near who, because some of us not exactly frontline fighters, and others.
So I understand that we're in Borsin. We now currently have like, a tiefling and a gnome and some elves, and we have loads of animals, including a giant fucking weasel. Like, getting into
Yeah, as well avoid any kind of magic when you're there.
yeah.
It is so frowned upon, it is unbelievable.
I'm sort of sad that Reedoo is not here to, fuck shit up then.
I'm gonna gesture in the direction of Arista and go, well, I suggest that our lovely bard here takes the lead, because she's, funnily enough, going to cop the least amount of flack from the locals.
Yeah.
Also, she has the pig story to, win people over.
And if we need extra convincing, I can...
Bodyguard again!
Yes. And worst case scenario, I can crack some skulls together.
Guys, should we do some distant, protection as well? Because one massive group coming in is likely going to attract attention out of everybody.
Will attract attention, but the thing is are they going to really pay attention to us, or are they just going to pay attention to the fact that we're a whole bunch of foreigners and other races moving in a group?
With a giant wheel.
Which is why I'm suggesting that we don't enter as one group.
Just tuck your weapons away as much as possible. It should be okay.
You do realize that I have a longbow slung across my shoulder because there's no other way I can carry this thing sensibly, right?
Yeah, that could be used as a hunting weapon. So it's.
Oh yeah, I mean I am a hunter, so that probably suits.
Rosie, can I ask you a question about a spell?
Yes.
So I've got Disguise Self.
Mm-hmm.
It says that I can't really make myself... Oh, I can only make myself a foot taller.
Yes.
If I did with all of my weapons and stuff, I can disguise them, can't I? I can change...
Disguise yourself as my child.
Oh my god, I love this idea already. So I could make myself look like I wasn't carrying weapons, but I could be carrying a weapon drawn. Would it work like that?
You can make, including your clothing, armor, weapons, and other belongings, look different until the spell ends, which is an hour. You can seem a foot shorter or taller. Blah 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 blah. So, what is it you're going to try and change?
Well, I was just aware that if we are going in, I look quite gnomish, and I look like I've got weapons. So I wondered if I could go in and make myself look like a human child or teenager or something.
Yeah, and you can hide your weapons as well. You could probably make them sort of look like a part of maybe a backpack or a big cloak or something.
Yeah, and it says if someone decides they want to inspect me, they can use their investigation, but hopefully I can get away with that.
Hopefully.
You have your mother to distract people. And, persuade them that it's not the best course of action.
Also, let's be frank, they're probably going to be staring at me.
Yeah, our bodyguard.
Then I thought you were suggesting, Theratas, we didn't all go in, or Varric, whoever suggested it, sorry, we didn't go in as one group.
I reckon we could split into two groups, but at the same time, if Varric's carrying stuff like game, he can pass off as just a hunter.
Yeah. Arissa, do you want to be my mom?
Yes, I do.
I love this idea.
And I'm presuming that magic users could probably disguise themselves with spells.
Yeah, I know that
Easily.
Rick definitely got Disguised Self because she used it to get out of the city, disguised as me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, Swanee, do you have Disguised Self, or...
Yes, I do.
Oh, you do? I was going to say, to be fair... Oh no, you are a proper elf, aren't you? You're not a half-elf.
Yes. Are you accusing me of not being a proper elf?
I didn't know if you could pass as a human, but if you're full elf, then you're gonna look weird.
I'm full elf.
I'm also full elf.
Oh, I know you are, because I've asked you before. I don't think I've ever asked.
Oh yeah, fair. I've been around for a while. We've talked about it before.
Yeah, I don't think I'd ever asked Swanee before. Rosie, could I see if I could teach 1-1? Because I taught Bairaz before. Could I teach 1-1 to do a go away and a come back call? Because I think walking into the city with a giant weasel is going to be a bit fucking weird.
You probably can try, yes, especially if you've got the boar already who can show him what to do. So roll me an animal handling, and yes, Varric.
Can we not hide this giant weasel where we pulled it out from? and
Huh?
just have this giant weasel with us hidden inside this tiny tanned pouch.
I really want to
So
watch
that
you
when-
try to stuff the giant weasel back into that bag.
I have an idea.
Well, I was going to say, I just rolled a 26 for animal handling.
In which case, yes, as you make your way towards the city, and you do a lot of practice and being proficient at this pretty much with your own boar now, and the boar helping and stuff. Every time he checks Varric, and as Varric sort of either gives encouragement or doesn't say not to go, he does trot off and then come back, and vice versa.
Oh, Varric, he loves. Cool. So before we go into the city, I can get Byraz and Won to go hide in. Is there like woodlands nearby? Hang on, where's my map?
I'll hand him a day's worth of stored rations, like over the course of us traveling along, just giving him encouragement for.
There's not a lot of there's a lot of farmland. There's not a lot of forestry around here. There is a lot of, because it's a cliff, there's a lot of like sort of grass and boulders and stuff. So they could probably find some sort of clearing to hide in.
Yeah. Okay.
Rosie, can I hunt some small game on the way towards the city, so that I have those 2 squirrels on my belt that I caught in the bear traps.
Yes.
But can I hunt like some other animals and such that I can put around my outfit just to make it look more like a hunter?
We won't really have issues getting in the gates.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, if I'm gonna, be a hunter, I might as well get into it and get some practice in as well.
Yeah, you could do that. You can hunt some more and then have it make you look like a hunter, and then that excuses why you've got the bow and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm definitely not going to be able to hide the bow.
No. But yes, you can do that as you're walking along as well. You can do me a survival check, and based on that, you can see how much you may have caught or not.
21 total.
Alright, yeah. I say you can catch various different things. You catch a couple of rats, some rabbits, different little things that sort of look like what people would hunt, and you string them up around you and manage to make yourself look fairly convincing. Okay. So your plan is to be disguised and everything.
As we approach, when we get to the city, I'm going to take Priscity's hand.
Yeah.
How old are you looking? Like human child? What?
Well, if you're only 22, I'm gonna look like quite little.
5.
I'm gonna make myself even shorter.
I was about to say, yeah.
Myself a foot shorter, so I'm gonna make myself even smaller, and I'm gonna have big, cute, pudgy cheeks, and I'm gonna look like
You're going to be blonde.
blonde pigtails. I'm gonna look like 4 or 5 years old.
Okay, no problem. And you definitely look like her mother, Arissa, as you are blonde too, and it all seems to work.
Yeah.
So a few of you are in disguise, a few of you are not, and you're all going to. So Apricity is disguised as a blonde child. Arissa, you're not disguised, but you're playing the mum. Varric and your bow are disguised as huntsmen. Swanee, what sort of disguise are you going to have?
She's just typed and given me.
Human. Brown hair, brown eyes. Female.
And human.
Not changing my height.
Okay. And then, Verti, are you changing anything at all?
Nope. I'm staying exactly as I am, because if they're looking at me, they're not looking at anyone else.
Okay.
My only concern is our lovely little fire fairy.
Oh yeah.
You
Yes.
can
you remember?
have her on the torch on your shield again, and she can sort of become quite small and go into the size of a normal flame.
Can you remember I said that I'd got a hooded lantern? She could hide inside there so that people couldn't see her shape, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, she can do that.
I'm actually going to hold my hand out for the hooded lantern and ask him to borrow it.
Okay.
Ding, there's the
Ding. Okay, awesome. So Narvinye is in the lantern. Reedoo, I will double check with her next episode. I expect she will either be in disguise or just going, "Oh no, I'm going to be me." One of the two. So that is Priesty, Arissa, Swanee, right, Vithotas, Reedoo's off. Kalosia, you're just being the same but hooded and cloaked, yes?
Yep.
Yep. Okay, so you guys are going to walk in. So I will leave you for this evening because it's getting quite late, unless everybody wants to carry on for ages and ages.
Well, considering I think it's half midnight for
Timor, yes. So I will leave you with this. You approach the city of Lely. There are guards in front of the huge gates all along the walls, the big high stone walls that guard the city. After a few words, they let you in. You're not patted down or examined, you're just studied carefully as people watch you enter. You enter the city, it's nearing lunchtime, you can smell Varric, you can smell food from the market stalls. There's a big, long street that winds up towards the castle and through a market and things. And you can see...
I just mention that no matter what happens, Varric will try to go to the market.
Okay.
Which would make sense for a hunter anyway.
Yeah, exactly, it'll be fine. You notice most of the population is human. A lot of them seem fairly wealthy and well off, and you notice too that some houses in further away you can see the castle, and it sits higher than everything else, and it looks out over the cliff and over the sea. And you notice that some of the buildings nearby and around the castle appear to have been recently repaired and are in a state of constant repair. And you are swept up in the babble and rabble going to the market. And before I leave you, you hear somebody shouting through the market. You hear someone standing on a big pile of boxes with various different drapes and colours set around them, shouting, "Roll up, ladies and gentlemen, come and see the mystical, marvellous, magical snafu."
Whom?
You broke out, Rosie.
The mystical, marvellous, magical snafu.
Oh, snafu!
We should murder him.
Yeah. Cool.
He totally deserves it. Rosie, quick question.
Yeah?
From the chat. Madlis asks how many sessions we have to go. Is it like weeks or months or...
8, 10,
Well,
between 8 to 12 months.
The real answer is that it sort of depends on you guys and how long it takes you to do things, and how often we can cram sessions in. But I have planned it to last somewhere between the next 8 to 10 months, depending, because obviously playing 2 to 3 sessions a month means that, well, we get to play a lot more than most people do, but it also means, it's like watching your favourite TV show. If there's 24 episodes left, but you only see 2 a month, it's going to take you a year to get through it, etc., etc. So,
yeah.
So somewhere around there, and then we should have about 2 months worth of you guys doing one-shots. Maybe I'll do some one-shots while I am finishing off my planning for campaign number 2, which I also have a folder for.
Yay.
Woohoo!
And can I ask one more thing on the business end?
Yes.
Is there something we need to prepare for next level, i.e. experience points?
Yes. I shall do experience points with you. I shall turn off the recording first, though. So everybody shout goodbye to the recording, and I shall go through XP with you.
Bye.
Tatty bear.